Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for another edition of our 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm Meteorologist Aaron White here on our Tuesday afternoon, and so far it's been a pretty nice day. We've had some sunshine. Temperatures got up into the 80s so far, but we are tracking a couple scattered showers and even the chance for a thunderstorm here this afternoon. Thankfully, it's not going to be a lot. Most of us are actually going to stay dry, and even the same is true for tomorrow. But we do have some better chances for showers and storms as we get into the end of the week, starting late Thursday, but more so for the day on Friday. So we are watching at least towards the end of the week for some more storm chances. And we've already had a lot of storm activity over the last couple of days, but especially looking back towards the weekend when we actually have now a confirmed tornado that did touch down in the northeastern part of Ohio. This is up around the Youngstown area. You'll see that little green line that represents the track of the tornado. The National Weather Service did conduct a damage survey and noticed that there was some rotational look to some of the damage in that area, which is why they confirmed that EF1 tornado. However, that whole area that's highlighted in that white line, that represents the area that did sustain some damage due to wind. And the National Weather Service also concluded that that was due to a macro burst. Now, you may have heard the term microburst, and basically they are the same thing. Macro just meaning a larger scale version of that microburst. But basically what happens is you have that thunderstorm or complex of storms that builds up, and all of a sudden you get a big downdraft, a surge of rain, cool air, and just wind that pushes down to the ground and then spreads out and actually causes some damage, straight line wind damage with that area. So again, two different things, but all that happening up in Mahoning County. This makes it now up to 16 tornadoes. This is a look at the statewide count here for 2026, and that new tornado again happening on Sunday, July 5th. It was confirmed as a tornado. The National Weather Service did the survey yesterday, confirming that damage. So now we have had 16 tornadoes throughout the year so far. Now, most of them did actually occur during the month of March when we had 9 tornadoes. We had one in March, or actually, excuse me, we had one in April. We had none in May. We had 4 during June, and even a little bit more as we went into the month of July. So a bit more activity here as we were tracking those thunderstorms and even that tornado. Now, as we look at conditions right now, things are relatively quiet. We haven't had really any activity so far today, aside from a couple sprinkles passing through. Looking at our view right now, we have partly cloudy skies. 85 degrees, so pretty warm and rather humid here this afternoon, making it feel like it's about 88 right now. And the warm temperatures, the humidity, that's going to fuel the chance for a couple showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here for the rest of today. Most of us are into the 80s, actually pretty much all of us now into the 80s. Feels like temperatures just a couple degrees more, a little bit higher because of that humidity, and our temperatures will stay in the 80s all the way through around 9 p.m. and then dropping back off into the low 70s, upper 60s here for tonight. So because we have the humidity around, it's not going to really cool off much as we go through the next couple of nights. And also the humidity is fueling that chance for some scattered showers and even the chance for maybe a thunderstorm. And right now, most of that activity is just focused to the south and east of Lancaster. Right now, we have a little bit of that around Logan, just seeing some of that heavier rain just passing through. Not really going to amount to that much. Most of us are actually going to stay dry here as we go through the rest of today. As we look at the state, most of that activity is going to be focused pretty much east of I-71 and really moving off towards the east into parts of Pennsylvania. That clears out. We get some quiet weather here tomorrow, and then our next chance of rain starts to build in for Thursday, but more so getting into the day on Friday. So for the rest of the day, just a couple spotty showers, not really much happening with that. And then as we go towards tomorrow, we could see some patchy fog, a little bit of cloud cover in the morning. We will get some good sunshine here for your Wednesday, and then temperatures warming up into the upper 80s. So it will be a rather warm one, and humidity could make it feel like it's into the low 90s for the afternoon. As we look ahead to Thursday, scattered clouds in the morning, and then we'll get some sunshine as well. There's a chance for some scattered showers and perhaps a few thunderstorms in the afternoon, then another round coming in through the evening. That will likely spread through as we go into our Thursday night, and then more storms likely for the day Friday. That's our highest chance right now, as we're going to be watching scattered showers and storms, and even some stronger storms are not out of the question. So we'll be tracking that as we go through the end of the week. Storm chances will linger into Saturday, but they will start to taper off by Sunday, and actually we'll start to see some lower humidity levels, so likely going to feel a little bit better here as we get towards the end of the weekend. But as we look ahead to the 7-day forecast, you'll notice our high temperatures stay into the 80s. We get close to 90 here for Wednesday and Thursday. Those scattered showers and storms really starting to ramp up here for Thursday night into Friday. That will linger a little bit into our Saturday, at least for the first half of our weekend, likely during the morning. I think by Saturday afternoon, things will be a little bit better. Highs are in the mid 80s here, and then that lower humidity starts to build back in for Sunday into Monday as our temperatures do start to warm back up here as we get towards early next week. And even after the 7-day forecast, it is possible that we could see the return of some lower 90s. So enjoy the slightly cooler temperatures right now, despite it being still on the humid side here the next few days. But as we are, talk about the storm activity in our forecast, I do want to talk more about that storm that did happen over the weekend up there in Mahoning County. Teams finished surveying the storms that did roll through northeastern Ohio, and they did find that an EF1 tornado again touched down. The National Weather Service says it happened Sunday during those severe storms in Mahoning County. Survey teams say it had peak winds at 95 miles per hour. And the same storm also produced that macro burst, just that rush of wind that did topple a lot of trees, several trees that were knocked down and damaged homes, and even knocked down some power lines up in that area. Meanwhile, major flooding from torrential storms is causing headaches for states in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, and more rough weather appears to be on the way. John Loring reports.
This is not okay, guys. We need help.
Some streets in New Jersey are looking like rivers right now.
Uh-oh, here come a dummy. Here comes a dummy. Here comes a dummy.
That's really trouble.
Dummy.
Tens of millions of people along the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and southern New England areas are dealing with the aftermath of storms that produced flash floods over the past few days.
More damage. Refrigerators are underwater. Probably going to need new compressors. Nobody's blocking the street off for us.
Additional storms are expected in some already stricken spots, which will likely cause additional wreckage.
We still have bent trees. Are broken in half and splintered everywhere, in the backyard, in the side, everywhere. It was like a cyclone like you would not imagine.
Some residents in Harwinton, Connecticut have been without power for at least 2 days.
I said, we're going to the basement. That's it. I didn't think it was going to stop.
Officials are reminding residents to be cautious while out in the wetter than usual elements.
We've activated our Office of Emergency Management, been in contact with all 21 counties and hundreds of municipalities, and we're helping communities recover. But this weather isn't over yet.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And this past July 4th weekend marked 1 year since flash floods roared through parts of central Texas, killing more than 130 people and washing away homes and RVs. Jason Allen returned to find people rebuilding, starting over with new warning systems now active in Flash Flood Alley.
Lorena Guillen's shopping list for her Riverside restaurant in Ingram, Texas is shorter than past 4th of July's.
Sales are not as good as they used to be.
Sales are down as much as 50% since last year's flood, she told us. But as we walk to the same spot where we met her 1 year ago.
It's devastated. I don't know what are we going to do. I mean, all of this cleanup, look. I mean, I have no RV park anymore.
She said she is lucky to still be here at all.
We received several grants. FEMA helped us out with our house, which is still under construction. And we received several grants for our business, but that ended a few months ago. So right now it's just by the grace of God and all our savings.
The Guadalupe River has returned to the slow, quiet pace that has drawn people here for decades. Bent over trees and tractors still moving debris are reminders of how destructive the river was. Flood alarms now dot the riverbanks in front of homes, businesses, and camps. Some people, though, have opted to move away from the water's edge.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Jason?
Come on in.
David and Colleen Lucas are moving in this weekend to a brand new house in town. They spent the past year in an RV after the flood destroyed their home.
So they came to us, said, we've got 2 brand new homes.
If you want one, go pick it out. And it's this one and the one next door.
Was that hard for you to make that decision to leave the land?
Yeah. We may rebuild in the future, but believe me, this is a blessing.
They are one of 10 families in this neighborhood to move into new homes built by Habitat for Humanity. Across the county, more than 200 families are now in new homes or on a path to one. And the Hill Country is figuring out how to move forward.
But you're thinking about improving it and still building it bigger.
Yeah, I mean, we have to. I mean, the people need it, the area needs it, and we love it here, and we're going to keep on fighting until our last breath.
Jason Allen, CBS News, Kerr County, Texas.
And as we continue to talk about severe weather and, especially the tornado that was confirmed in northeastern Ohio, the U.S. is actually the tornado capital of the world, but other places can actually get them. Late Monday, a strong tornado actually swept through a city in eastern China. A deadly tornado so powerful that it blew a man out of his 12th-floor apartment, swept through China's central Hubei province, leaving behind a trail of destruction, according to state media reports. Unfortunately, at least 11 people were killed and more than 331 people were injured as that tornado brought winds up to 160 miles per hour, striking late Monday evening, leaving houses ripped apart, overturning cars, and damaging just an extensive area. More than 4,000 homes were left damaged, a major industrial hub known for its automotive manufacturing there in China. So just pretty wild stuff happening over there. In February, though, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission received a proposal for a preliminary permit of an AI underwater data center in Eastport, Maine. WABI's Sierra Dubois went there to speak with community members and local officials about what this could mean.
Details have some community members in an uproar on preserving what makes the Washington County city of Eastport special, criticizing the initial response from local officials on an AI underwater data center. The project area includes sites off of Kendall Head and Moose Island. A portion of Eastport waters locals say is extremely sensitive, citing concerns for fisheries and their way of life.
It's our identity.
We don't have to have this. No one asked us if we wanted to have this.
Deborah Gillespie and Sue Ellen Hendricks are just two community members who voiced outrage after an AI underwater data center was proposed earlier this year by Deep Green Western Passage SPV LLC, based in Massachusetts.
I read it and I was not happy about it. I was a little bit alarmed because this is an area that where they want to place this data center is one of the most important fishing migration corridors in the whole Eastport region.
The question around the selection of Eastport has come up. Gillespie says it's title changes. In the documentation, Lewis Wolfson of Deep Green describes the tidal sensing power platform as a central operational hub providing real-time telemetry and environmental compliance, a type of monitoring that's not feasible everywhere.
Every 6 hours, there's a tide change, and that's why this particular area was selected. I mean, this company is not just looking here, they also have put in a proposal to do the same thing in Alaska.
According to the proposal documentation, it would include 170 turbines and 34 hive pods of AI computer servers. Fears of temperature changes and what this could do to local fisheries is another major concern. The Washington County Commissioners issued a letter to the Eastport City Council citing opposition to the project.
I was very upset over the fact that our city council, when we brought it to the attention that this is something that local people really don't want, we're not even interested in them doing any kind of studies. This is something that's just not anything we want to be part of Eastport. Their comeback was like, well, it's too soon to really do anything about it.
City Manager Brian Schutz says a preliminary permit permits almost nothing.
It is not approval for construction.
Schutz says that's according to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission.
They don't know if it's viable any more than we do. If you've read the filing is pretty general. So what it earns them is up to 4 years to hold on to that, and they can extend it as well, to hold on to that idea in that space if they think it will be useful. So while I absolutely understand people who dislike AI and dislike the idea of a big data center, I've been trying to get out the word that there's a lot of time here to think about what it means and what action we should be taking.
Back to you.
And finally today, we want to check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. And this one is actually a time lapse from Monday. It actually shows what's known as a pyrocumulus cloud over the Babylon fire in Blanding, Utah. The heat from the fire was so intense enough that it made the smoke grow into a tall, billowing cumulus cloud. Sometimes pyrocumulus clouds can become a thunderstorm, which can produce lightning that also then can unfortunately spark additional fires. No word if did it cause any lightning or additional fires were started, but still pretty dramatic to see just that time lapse of just the fire and all that smoke rising, forming that pyrocumulus cloud. And meanwhile, the opposite, heavy rain and flooding actually caused a roof on BJ's Wholesale Club in Monmouth County, New Jersey to actually collapse on Monday. Officials with the county sheriff's office said on social media that no injuries have been reported, but just wild to see just all that water pooling in to that wholesale club there in New Jersey. Just catastrophic flooding that has been occurring there. Of course, we had the flooding up on Kelly's Island back over the weekend, Sunday night into early Monday. Thankfully, things are going to be calming down here a little bit for us as we look ahead to the forecast. We're tracking some sunshine the next couple of days. We do have those chances for showers and storms returning by Thursday, more so late, and really Friday into early Saturday, I think are going to be our next best chance for showers and storms. But hey, at least we don't have any 90s in the forecast for at least for now. But as we talk about the forecast, that's going to do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Coming up later on this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer is in with the latest on the forecast and looking ahead to those storm chances here for the end of the week. So until then, you can catch more news and weather online as always at 10tv.com.